Hello, welcome to another video here on Lissa's Raw Food Romance. My name is Lissa. I've been following a raw vegan diet since 2014, and today I want to talk about some of the most important times to choose healthy options. So let's talk about that in this video. Thank you ever so much for joining me today for another daily video here on my YouTube channel. Please go check out all the links we have in the description box below. We have our in-person events, so the Plant Powered Party, September 2026. We've got the Health Optimization Cruise, that is in January 2027, and the Vegan Wellness Retreat, that is September 2027 as well. So we're going to be at all of those events. If you want to join, links below. We also have links to our school community where we do our live raw food classes. So if you are a visual learner and you want to watch us make most of our most popular recipes, join the school community. You can watch all the previous classes. It's a really awesome place to be. We have our meal planning app at rawfoodromance.com. We have our Amazon store with all our favorite Amazon finds, kitchen tools, books we love, raw food ingredients we use, that kind of stuff. And then we also always have 40% off our ebooks. So if you want to make the wraps, burgers, tacos, sushi, all the fun stuff, get 40% off with code RAWFOOD40 at payhip.com/rawfoodromance. So head on down to the description box below because there's a lot of goodies down there. So let's talk about the most important times to eat healthy or to choose your healthy habits. So I saw a reel just before I started filming this. That's why I want to make this video. It was somebody eating, I think it was pizza or something like that. And the text on the screen read this. I'm going to read it because I don't want to miss anything. It said, "I'm usually good at sticking to my healthy lifestyle unless I'm sad, stressed, bored, celebrating, or if it's the weekend, Monday, or something else stressful going on." So it was meant to be a joke, as in, basically all the days of my life have something that prevent me from sticking to my healthy lifestyle, and meaning that the days that they stick to their healthy lifestyle are few and far between because there's always something to be sad about or bored about or celebrating or a reward of some kind. There's always going to be a reason to not stick to our healthy habits. And it's interesting to see all the comments on those where people are like, "Oh yeah, that's so me. Oh my gosh, yeah, blah, blah, blah." Like they're so used to admitting that they don't stick to their healthy lifestyles because life gets in the way. And life is going to happen regardless if you're healthy or not. Time is going to pass regardless if you're healthy or not. So it's really up to us to make choices regardless of what's going on. Now, I know that's easier said than done. It definitely is easier said than done. Going through grief is challenging. So it's understandable that it's really challenging to choose healthier options when you're in those spaces. So give yourself grace always. But the reason I'm making this video is because the most important times to choose healthy options is during the stress, is during the grief, is during the boredom, is during celebrations. The best time to choose healthy options is during those challenging times. So if you are going through challenging time, know that you deserve to continue your healthy habits even if you don't feel like it. It might even bring a little sense of peace or health or happiness to you when you make those healthier choices. Like, for example, going to bed early. Just going to bed early can sometimes have a profound effect on the next day and how you're dealing with the stress that you're going through. Or even just making your lunch for the next day at work. Maybe your job is super stressful, but if you have something healthy to eat at your job, sometimes it becomes easier to deal with the job. So the most important times to choose healthy options are during the challenging times. And I get so many people message me and say, "How do I go to the family gathering?" I avoid these things. A lot of people avoid social gatherings or work events or travel or whatever because they're scared that they're not going to be able to continue their healthy choices during those times. Now, obviously, no one is perfect. Even I, when we're traveling, sometimes I don't do my skincare routine or whatever. We do obviously choose raw food, but there's other little habits that I'm still working on, and we're always working on habits, all of us. No one is perfect. There is no perfect person out there who's doing absolutely everything every single day, right? Again, life gets in the way and we have to adjust and change, but when we are making healthy choices that are core, like going to bed early, getting your movement in and eating properly, or even doing stress management, that's another big one too. But when we're doing these things during the stressful times, we get good at doing those things during the stressful times. So people often say, like I mentioned, that they avoid the social gatherings and the work events and the travel because they don't know what they can choose. But if we want to get good at choosing healthy when we're traveling, if we want to get good at choosing healthy at the family event, if we want to get good at saying no to the donuts during the work event, then we have to actually put ourselves in that situation and actually make the choice. So go into the situation with a plan. Go in with food already made, with what you're going to say if people ask you stuff, like replay it over and over in your mind so you get comfortable with the idea of going to the social event and choosing the raw option. Like you brought your own salad, so you're going to eat that. That's your plan. That's what's going to happen. And then you just execute on that plan. And if someone brings something and they're like, hey, do you want a piece? And be like, no, I got my salad. I'm good. You know, like learn how to say no and how to choose those options during the challenging times, because you're not going to get good at it unless you do it. That's how we get good at anything in life. We practice when it's challenging. We practice the piano when we don't want to. If we are trying to get good at the piano. We practice the language, a new language, if we're studying French or Spanish or whatever it is. We get good at it because we practice it even when it's uncomfortable. And we understand that when we're learning a new skill or technique or new job or whatever, we give ourselves grace because there's a learning curve, right? So it's like, why don't we do that with our diet? Why do we expect ourselves to be absolutely super perfect with the diet in any of these challenging situations? We should give ourselves grace and understand that it's a learning process and that we actually have to make those choices during the challenging times to get good at them. So I think that the best times to choose healthy are not only on the easy days, but on the hard days. That's where the habit is going to solidify further. You're going to get really good at it. So whenever you have a social gathering or a travel or whatever, you know exactly what to do. You're like, I've done this before. You know, when you get a new job, for example, the first day is really challenging because you don't know anyone, you don't know anything, like where's all this stuff? How do they do these? What are their protocols? And you learn it, right? So when you are traveling as a raw foodie, you learn it by doing it. So in those stressful times, I encourage you to get up and do the thing, even though it feels uncomfortable, even though you're tired, even though you don't want to. Really think about your future self and think like, when I'm done this stress or when I'm not bored anymore or whatever, I'm going to be grateful that I made these choices, because we're so good at looking back on our previous self and being like, why did I choose that? Oh yeah, I was super stressed out. But it doesn't have to be an excuse. Yes, it's challenging. Yes, you're going to make other choices, and that's okay. But it's about learning from your choices and learning how to choose differently during those stressful times to support yourself during those times. Like when you're stressed out, you need support. You need support nutritionally and mentally and all of that. So, you know, defaulting to pizza isn't really supportive on the body. It's something that we habitually do, but it's not supportive through the stress. We want to support our bodies through the stress. So here's your encouragement. If you're going through some tough times, know that life is always going to throw something at you, and it's up to you to make those healthy choices during those challenging events. So I believe in you. I know you can do it. I know you can. Just plan, prepare, get the thing done, and you'll be really happy that you did. So thank you so much for joining me for this video. If you want to meet us in person, please go check out our in-person events that are happening. We've got the Plant Powered Party, September 2026. We've got the Health Optimization Cruise. We're going to the Bahamas and going to eat raw food on the cruise ship. I know you want to come to that. That is happening in January 2027. And then we have the Vegan Wellness Retreat. So if you want to come to that and meet us in person and eat raw food with us, learn from us, come to our food demos, we would love to see you and give you a big hug. So please come to any of those. And you can also join our school community. So if you want some online community action going on, encouragement, accountability, if you want to attend our monthly live raw food classes, we have multiple classes every month. Join the school community. You can also get our online meal planning app. You can get a link to our Amazon store with all our favorite things. And of course, we've got 40% off any or all of our raw vegan recipe ebooks with code RAWFOOD40 at checkout at payhip.com/rawfoodromance. So you can make the wraps, burgers, tacos, soups, sushis, all the cool stuff. You can make it all with that awesome discount. So thank you so much for joining me today. We'll be back tomorrow for another one. Until then, I love you and fruit on.